Good evening, happy Stampers. How is everybody? Happy St. Patty's Day. I'm not sure how many of you are going to be joining me tonight, but I am just getting my phone ready so that I can make sure that I am on live, first of all, and see your comments. So say hello as you're coming on. I'm just checking here, scrolling down. Oops. Got to turn my voice down so you guys don't hear me double. You guys don't want to hear me double, do you tonight? So, welcome. Welcome to my YouTube viewers and to my Facebook Live viewers. I'm also live on YouTube at the same time, and that is because not everybody's on Facebook, but you guys have told me that you wanted to see me live, so I stream to YouTube at the same time. So say hello as you come in. It is really dry here today, so I'll be taking some drinks of water as I'm talking because I talk too much, right? And say hello, and if you're a first-time viewer, make sure you say first timer so I can give you a shout out. Oops, my phone is playing funny things. It just came off, so I can't see what is going on. Let me get back on here. And if you're liking what I am doing, make sure you give me the thumbs up, give me hearts if you're really, really loving it. And the best compliment you can give to me is to share this with your stamping friends. So what I will do for tonight is everybody that shares the video while I am online, live, or tonight on replay, make sure you say replay and let me know that you shared it. And I will pull a name in the morning and I'm going to send you a little embellishment. Let me see what I have in here. I have some matte decorative dots. So you share my video, you'll get in the drawing and possibly win those. So how is everybody doing today? How's the weather by you? We had 73 degrees today. It was like summer out. I was out with the dogs most of the day in the yard, just cleaning up some of the papers and stuff. I don't move the leaves in the gardens yet because my pollinators are still in there and we want to keep them warm, especially since we're due to have snow showers on Saturday morning. In fact, tomorrow, the high is only supposed to be in the 40s. So we go from summer back to late winter around here where I'm at. But that's okay. And we're supposed to get rain tomorrow. So it'll be a day for inside stuff. So I'm going to flip you all around. We are going to be doing a double flip card is what I call it. I don't know if there's a special name for it or not, but I ran across this with one of my stamping friends, Penny Bennett. She actually, I think she got a card. I don't know if she went with her 1 million or 2 million. I think it was with her $2 million visit to Stampin' Up. And her and Shelly and Sarah created a card like this. And she had shared it a long time ago. And I was going through some of my cards yesterday and came across one. And I thought, oh, you know what? I haven't shared that. So we're going to be doing that tonight. Oh, sorry. There is, my frog is back again. So we're going to be sharing that tonight. And I've got a couple tips for you. One on the mini Stampin' Cup machine. Okay. You guys have asked me a particular question, and I'm going to answer that and show you what I did to solve the issue with it. So let me flip you around and we're going to get started. Okay, hopefully you didn't get seasick with that. Oops. There we go. I'm a little off kilter, so let me turn this. Which way do I have to turn this so I'm straight? Oh dear. Oh, I have to really turn it. Let me turn my camera. That means my camera is, oh yeah, my camera was way off. There, it's a little bit better there. So, I'm looking at the square. I can't look at my base. Okay, so I think we're square there. Let me grab a drink of water. Okay, so we're going to be doing a double flip card tonight, and I'm going to actually cut it out and show you how to do the base. We're going to be using our Easter friends. You know, it's time to start thinking about Easter, and this stamp set, you guys, is just so adorable. And I thought, you know what, it'd be perfect for this. And then we're pulling out our hand-penned designer series paper. This is paper from the annual catalog. There, my lighting should be a little bit better now. Page 131. And it is gorgeous paper, and I am sure, almost positive, 99.999% positive that this is going to be retiring. So if this is one of the papers that you guys like, I recommend that you order it before the retiring list comes out on March 23rd. We're also going to be using the Stitch So Sweetly dies. These dies have been around, for a couple years now. I'm hoping that they don't retire because this is a set of dies that I go to quite often. I love these scalloped rectangles and these label dies. I'm using that. So I've cut out some paper and we'll go over the sizes. We have a piece of 8.5 by 11 cardstock, and we're using Blushing Bride. Now we're going to use this whole piece tonight. But before I get too far, I want to show you. So here's our mini cut and emboss machine, right? It's so adorable. But sometimes when it's sitting on your table and you're cranking away, it has a tendency of moving. So you guys ask me, Judy, what have you done? Because I've noticed that your machine doesn't move on you when you go. And see, it's not, I can't push it. It's not moving. Okay, I am on a self-healing mat, but the secret is these little rubber feet on here. And you're going to say, well, where did you get those? I got those from our Stampin' Storage. Whenever you get your Stampin' Storage, you get 6 of these little feet. You get 3 of the thick and 3 of the thin. So I saved the extra because you only need 2 of each. So I saved the extras and I have put the thicker ones. I think the thin ones would be even with these, so it would be okay to use the thin ones too, but I put those just on the inside. And those are more rubbery. This is rubber, but it seems to slide a lot, especially if it gets dust on it. But these really stick. They don't, like, I'm trying to really push it and it doesn't move. So that is what I recommend you do if your machine slides on your table. Okay, you don't want felts because felt will slide also. So I have found that those are handy. And you know, our Stampin' Storage, I have them all over my stamp studio. I have 2 of them here in front of me to keep my stuff organized when I'm on doing my videos. And we will maybe I'll cover that next week in our tools. I'll take my camera and show you how I've got mine set up. So we have a piece of 8.5 by 11 cardstock. So we want to score it. So get your cutting blade out of the way. We want to score it at 4 1/4. Okay. Score it at 4 1/4. Take your arm out. Turn this. Oh, I guess I didn't have to. Oh well, 5 1/4. Oh my gosh, I was thinking 11, and at 5 1/4. Okay, now what I want to do is I want to remove one of these squares. So while it is in this position, this is my lower left-hand quadrant, or my left-hand rectangle. So I am going to put this at 4 1/4 and cut. Okay, and then I'm going to turn this and put my paper at 4 1/4, and I am only going to cut up to this middle score line here. Okay, so you can kind of look from this way, it is 6 1/4. So I'm just going to stop, and that should have cut that out. Now, I've got just a little tab that's hanging on, that's okay. You can use this for a card front. Okay, so this is going to be our card base. So we're going to take this and we're going to fold this. So how we're going to fold it is we're going to take it and move it like this. This is our bottom left quadrant again. We're going to fold this up and take my bone folder and really burnish that score line. Okay, now I'm going to undo that, and then I'm going to lift up this left hand tab and move this over. And this is where we get the double flap at. Okay, so this is going to flap up and this is going to flap over. Now you're going to notice that this is kind of snug here. So I'm actually going to take my paper trimmer and I want to trim off a very, very sliver. So what I do is I just line it up to, you've got your cutting groove, and then you've got these like two little gray areas. I'm just going to line this up to that gray area, and that's approximately, I think about a 1/16 of an inch. So it's just a slight little bit that we're going to cut off, and we're just going to cut right up to there, and that little piece falls off. Now you're going to find that because it's inside that score line, how did that work? I scored it at 4 1/4. Oh my gosh, this must not. Cut off 5 1/4. You know what? Did I scored it at 5 1/2. No, I scored it at 5 1/4. I need to score it at 5 1/2. Let me grab another piece of paper. Oh my gosh. Mine is not working tonight. Just going to grab another piece of. So you guys wanted to watch that again though, didn't you? Oh my gosh. Okay, so we're taking this up. We're scoring it in half at 5 1/2, not 5 1/4. Make sure it's your scoring blade, not your cutting blade. So 5 1/2 and 4 1/4. Now we're going to turn this. I wouldn't have to turn it because I know which end to cut. I just want you to get in the habit. This is where your card's going to lay, and it's this piece down here that we need to cut. So we're going to line that up to 5 1/2. Let me get my arm in there. At 5 1/2, grab my cutting blade, cut up to that 4 1/4. Okay, now we want to cut this piece off, so we're going to turn it and put it up to 4 1/4. And we're going to cut up to that line, which is 6 1/2, looking backwards, or 5 1/2 looking down. Okay, that piece slides out. We're going to turn it, line this up to that end of that gray line there, put it down, and just cut that little sliver. Oh, mine didn't want to cut. There we go. Cut that little sliver right off. Okay, with it in the same position, this gets folded up. It should be slightly short. I don't think I cut quite enough off there. We'll see when I fold this. Open it, fold on that score line, and burnish that score line again. Okay, let's see. Yeah, I need to trim that just a little bit. You could take your paper snips if you wanted. I just like doing it with my, so I'm going to look up here, 1/16 the other way. Let's cut it. Okay, that's better. And it'll just fall out of there. And then when it folds flat. It's really dry today. Really, I haven't been talking much today. I think that's what it is. We have another card front, right? Okay, so this is your front. This is going to be your next. And then you're going to have these two. So we need a piece of designer series paper for here. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4. So we need 4 pieces of designer series paper. You could put a piece of designer series paper here also. I decided that on my front, right here, I want this on the front of my card. So I'm going to take my stamp and seal and I'm going to put it on there, right there. And the inside we can play with a little bit. We can do, I did cut enough to do 5 of the flaps instead of just 4. So we can do this here. Just like that. And then when this opens up, you're going to need to decide what do you want. But I'm going to tell you, it's going to show through from the front. So I don't know if I want the green there. I think I would rather have the pink showing through than the green. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and we're going to put the Blushing Bride patterned paper here. This is a great way to showcase your designer series paper on your cards, you guys, especially from one pack. You know, all the patterns are going to go together. I could have picked any of the patterns. I just happened to take out a couple sheets, and that's what I went with. So that's number 2 designer series paper. Now, we can put, we've got these. I know I don't want to use all the floral. Let me see, we could use, if we use the purple here, it pulls out the purple. And we could use the green here and the floral there again. So I think that looks really pretty. That way you're using all 5. Or you could do those 2. We could do these 2. We could do this one over here. And we could do white down here. I think I like this one, and this one. So I like the purple. And we're going to put a white piece down here. So we'll cover up most of that. I think I want more of the Highland Heather showing. So we're going to put that one up there. I'm not using the floral on that side because I think it's too much floral. So we're just going to center this one on here. Just like that. And put this one up here. I just love when I can use my designer series paper to make a majority of my card. You know, let the designer series paper do the work, you guys. You know, I don't know if I want to use this whole thing down here because I'm going to end up I want to put the duck down here. I think we're going to cut a rectangle there too. I'll make it work, you know, kind of like whatever. It's so much fun to play, and you know, each card could be different. So once again, this is going to flap up and this is going to flap over. I was saying that we need to cut a window in the front here. So I think I'm going to use the rectangles. Although I could use the label. I think we're going to use the label. So let's get that centered on the front. Oh my gosh. Grab my Post-it note. Now this is not going to fit through my mini machine, so I am going to have to use the big machine. We're going to cut this out. So I'll put a strip. Oh great. Put it on the wrong end. Oh well. It's still holding it. Okay, so I'm going to get my big cut and emboss machine out. forgot that I had to cut this piece. I was thinking, oh, I can cut everything out on my mini machine. Did you guys notice I was wearing green today? I have no green in my closet, in my wardrobe. It was like, oh my gosh, I have a green sweater, but it's a little snug, so I didn't want to wear it. Oh my gosh, but I don't have green. Green is not turquoise. I wear, but not green. So I'm going to set this up here, and let's get this so you guys can. I'm going to have to move my camera just a little bit so you can see what I'm doing. There we go. So I'm going to place that on there. I'm opening this flap up so it's flat, so I don't cut through the other side. We're going to put that on there. We're only going to put our cutting mat up to the score line, and we're going to bring that right through. And you know those rubber legs, if you wanted to, you could even use those on here. Now I'm going to roll it back again just because I'm going through 3 pieces of paper. And I am actually hoping that this cuts through all 3 of those. I have never done it through 3. Oh, I've done it through 2. And that's one thing you don't want to do. You don't want to put too much paper through on your cut and emboss machine, you guys. That really warps your plates too. Move that out of the way. I'm going to be using our mini machine again. Okay, so remember I said that's going to be a peekaboo? That's why I wanted the pink there, because I think that looks really good there. Okay, so we have now, we have 2 more labels that we're going to be able to use today if we want. Actually 3. Oh. I am going to apologize to you guys. Okay, so I want this smaller one in the center, and we're going to be cutting that out of basic white. Let me put this over here, and we will get a piece of basic white. And move this all over. Put this on here. I'm hoping that piece isn't too wide. Oh no, it just fits. Okay, I might be cutting a couple of these out. I do know I want to cut a rectangle also. Remember, with these plates, you want to stair step them so they're not all 3 going through the machine at the same time, because that makes it, and look how smooth that goes right through there. My machine stays stable. I hope you guys enjoy that tip. While we have this label out, I'm going to go ahead and cut 1 more of these just in case I decide to use it. I don't know if I will or not, but these are labels that I use all the time, so I don't mind having extras. I just put it in with the dies. Okay, run that through. Really simply. Don't forget, the mini machine is on sale for 20% off right now. So here in the United States, it's $48. Okay, so from there, I want to do a rectangle white, and I do want this ducky to fit on there, and he will fit on, or she will fit on here. I am not going to, sometimes I have them sticking out. You know what? I got an idea. Just by doing that, oh gee. I need to cut a piece of basic white to go through the machine though. Is that 3.5? Yep. So we're going to cut one of these. Get all our pieces cut. While we're doing this. So see we have some people on. Make sure you give StreamYard permission so you can comment. Okay, we've got this. So we may have to cut out another one, but let's see. We're going to start decorating. I have some ideas for the card. Okay, now we've got our die cut pieces. We've got all these. We cut that front out. I'm going to put those all together. But now I'm going to pull a piece of basic white, and we're going to stamp some animals on them. Now, I have already cut the bunny because I had to fussy cut it. I'm going to take this one here, and we are going to stamp this guy right on here. And I'm going to stamp him in Daffodil Delight. And I'm hoping and praying that it will be dark enough. In fact, I should probably try it first on a scrap. I'm just going to pull this scrap over here. Let's see. I had to re-ink this. Oh, yes. Definitely dark enough. I inked it up good. In fact, let me see something. Oh, no, that one looked better. Not quite as dark. Okay, I'm going to position him on here. He's going to be a little bit crooked so he fits. And just like that. Isn't he cute? I just love this little guy. Make sure that you clean off your stamps right away. Good evening, Janet. How are you? Thanks for joining me. And then we have this little chick. And I think that little chick, let me see. I am going to want one of these for the front, and we're going to stamp Happy Easter. And I think this little chick can go on another one. So we're going to utilize that extra one that I cut out actually. So Janet, have you started your Easter cards? I have made a few. Okay, he's so cute. Okay, I do want to give these guys just a little bit of color. So I am going to grab my Coastal Cabana. I don't want to go with, not Coastal Cabana. Oh my gosh, Calypso Coral. I don't want to go straight orange on these guys because of the colors in the designer series paper. In fact, let me see. They have Pale Papaya. You know, we could try Pale Papaya, but I think it might be a little bit too light. Well, let's try the dark Pale Papaya and see how that works. Oh no, it works. It doesn't look real orangey though. Oh, I want a little bit more orange. So let's try the Coastal Cabana or the Calypso Coral. Boy, I have Coastal Cabana on my mind today. Janet, I hope you were you joined early enough that you saw my tip for the mini cat cut and emboss machine. There, it's just going to give them just a tad bit of color there. Okay, now in the stamp set we have some grasses, and we can choose from mint macaron or garden green. I think I want to use the mint macaron, but we may be using both. I want to put a little bit of grass underneath their feet. Oh yes, that's perfect. So put some there and put some there. Okay. Now we have Happy Easter. Ooh, I'm hoping it fits on this label. Woo! It just fits. Ooh, it just fits. We could, no, even angle, oh, no, I don't want to angle it. Although it may be angled anyways. Let's put this on straight. Hey, Becky, how are you? Oh, you haven't figured out how to color them right. You know, I don't color them solid. I just color them a little bit. And when you do the bunny here, let me show you something. If you take your blender pen, yeah, don't be scared to ask me these things, you guys. So if you take your blender pen and you can just blend this color a little bit, and it just softens those lines and kind of pulls that color. It's kind of dried, but can you see how it's starting to color in the white in between those hash marks? And you'll really see it around his eye. Just like this. There's nothing wrong with leaving that area white. If you wanted to color it, but it does pull, you can't tell a whole lot, especially since this dried a little bit. But let me color in his ears. Okay, you don't want to rub too much because you will get pilling, but see how now his ear isn't as white. You can't quite tell in the camera, but it's not quite as white in this area here. And in here, you don't have as much white in between the hairs. Can you see how it's kind of colored that in? Leave the white spots white. If you want like his arm a little bit colored more, you could just pull that color. But that's, you know, it's really kind of like making the highlights of it. You know, bunnies' bellies are white. So I got some pilling because I rubbed too hard because my ink had dried. You want to try to do that. Not you don't have to do it right after you stamp, but this has been dried for a while. But that'll pull some of the color around. I know I've seen people coloring them with the blends, and my recommendation would be going lighter with your lighter colors. I think it looks a little bit better. Okay, so we want to say Happy Easter, and I think I am going to pull in my Highland Heather just because it's a little bit deeper color. We've already got the pink going on the front. We could do it in the green, but let's see if we can get this on here so it fits. Okay, cross your fingers. Woo! Well, the R kind of went off, but that's okay. Now we're going to have to fill in, I think, a little bit on there, but I'll figure out a way to do that. Okay, so let's grab our card, and now we're going to start decorating it. So we've got our Happy Easter. We're going to go ahead and put that on here. You could pop it up, and I think I'm going to with your Stampin' Dimensionals, and I've got some edges here. So we're going to use our edges. Let's go right across there. Go right across here. Yeah, but sometimes, you know, when you have an image that stamps like these guys do, it is a little bit hard to figure out coloring. I wish you could emboss it, and then watercoloring would be my first choice. But I am a watercolor freak. Okay, we're going to put this right in here. Okay, we're going to figure out something else to put on here. I'm going to pull out my designer series paper. And see if I have some scraps with some flowers that I can cut out. And it does not necessarily have to be the same flowers that are on the front. Could do those yellows. Let me see what I have here. I don't want those. Those are too rusty. Okay, I think these right here will work. Let me pull all that paper away. So I'm going to grab my paper snips and we're going to snip off some flowers here. Just cut around the flowers that you want. You don't have to cut real close. You don't have to cut the whole bunch out. I could cut across here if I only wanted a couple, but I actually want them to be a little bit taller. I want them to go up the side. We're just going to go around. I love making the designer series paper do my work for me. Okay, I know I'm going to cut across to this guy. And I think I'm going to cut up all the way around to here. I'm going to cut the bulk of them out first. So I'm going to have all that in there. And I don't have to cut all the way down inside there. I can just go like that. That's good there. And just cut up. Oh, my dogs are going to start barking. My husband isn't home and I can't tell him to stop. People are outside walking their babies. Oh, it almost sounds like somebody's at our door. Not quite yet. When he starts barking and he has a little bit of a high pitch, that's how we can tell. So he's starting. So I'm not too sure. Okay, so you have that bunch right there. And we might not use all of it. I think I'm going to cut this one off right there. And we're going to put that right here. Actually, I'm going to cut right up here. And then start piecing these. So I can have that go here. And watch what I do here. I'm going to take this and I'm going to slit it. Okay? What that's going to allow me to do is right here, if my dimensionals aren't in the way, which I think they are, it will allow me to take that, pull it up, and slide it like that. So it's coming from behind also. So we're just going to put that one right there. So we're going to stick some liquid glue underneath and glue that down. Now let's get it in there again, right? Let's find that slit. I'm just going to pull it up so I know where that slit is. And right like that. So that's going to decorate that side a little bit. It kind of blends in a lot there, but that's okay. Then we have, oops, got this little piece here that can be sticking up from behind there. How many of you do this with your designer series paper? I am always cutting up my scraps. My husband says, oh, he says, you know, you take not wasting anything to a new level. Okay, so that's our Happy Easter. I think that's a little bit much over here. Let me see if I can get that off. Okay, it's stuck. So if I had my way, I would have taken this and put this on the top. Let me see if I can get my spatula. Sometimes, and did you know if you use your heat gun to your adhesive, that sometimes that'll loosen it up enough to take it up. I'm just scared I'm going to rip the, we're going to need to split this again. So I'm just going to take this right there and make a little slit. Take my spatula, tuck that piece under and tuck that piece up. There, I think I like that better. There, yeah, I like it a lot better. So happy Easter. So they're going to open it up. Happy Easter. You have that there. Then they're going to open it up here. You're going to want to write something. So you can put this little guy right down here to write something. And we're going to go ahead and attach it. Now you don't want to use Stampin' Dimensionals on the inside at all, because that's going to make it too bulky. Now remember, on the back side of this is where our Happy Easter is. We've got this, we might not even use that little guy. Let's see here. Oh, I had an idea of using him here. Oh, I didn't have to put those flowers there. That's okay though, because they're peeking out from him. So we're going to glue him down. And we don't want to glue him down where that label is. So I am going to glue him on the left side. Here, I'm going to place him down. Right like that. And then I want some adhesive down here. Okay, so that's the front. Open it up to Happy Easter. And then we have this guy here, which we can add some flowers down here. So we're just going to take some glue. So I just cut those flowers all apart. Did you notice that? Just cut them up. And we're just going to put them right off the edge there, bringing that floral. And then for up here, I think I'm going to cut another one of these out and put it there, because you want to have space to write. And I have another piece of basic white here. It's a little bit too wide. Let me cut another piece. See if I have a piece that's 3 inches. Oh, I do. I might. This. Oh no, that's going to be a rectangle. I don't know if it'll fit. Let's see. Are we going to get lucky tonight? Woo! Yes. It's my lucky day. It's St. Patty's Day. How many of you saw a rainbow today? I had a friend that was coming home from work today, and on her way home from work, she saw a rainbow. She said she didn't find her pot of gold, though. So she had her rainbow, but no pot of gold. Okay, get that started and run that right through. I'm going to put this up here. Just like that. We can put, oh, should we put a little chick down in this corner? What do you say? I think we're going to. Let's get our Daffodil Delight out. Ooh, that looks a little crooked to me. There. Okay. Calypso Coral. Although I don't think chicken's feet are orange, right? And we want a little bit of that green on the bottom. So we need to be careful when we stamp it though. so we don't get it on the floral. Just going to put a little bit at the top, just like that. And there we go, our double flap card. So here we go. It's like this. It flips open. Happy Easter. We've got this side here. I've got a bunny on the back of this. It's peeking through. I'm going to put something over that. Oh dear. And then our two here. So I will fix that. Oh, when I get off, I think I'll put another bunny peeking through. I'll just do a reverse. I could put a chick over there too. Okay, so I hope you guys enjoyed this. There's my Sealy. So you guys got a couple tips tonight. If you weren't with us in the beginning, make sure you go back and watch the beginning. I gave you a little tip on how to keep your mini cut and emboss machine from sliding all over your table. And let me know if you try that trick and if it works. So until we meet again, everybody, happy stamping. Bye-bye.